The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good evening, my name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program for this 13th day of April 2023, when springtime really bloomed here in Burlington, Vermont. We hit 89 degrees today. It was about 80 when I went out to lunch, and after we got back from lunch, we figured I probably should have just streamed instead. Wife's fine, though. Really, nothing terrible happened. It was just a very strange lunch. It's an interesting place we live in. Anyway, we got ourselves a treat today. The Arizona Diamondbacks and Colorado Rockies are staring up at the front-running San Francisco Giants as we play the games of Friday night, June 29, 2001. 95 degrees in Phoenix for this one, but not as hot as the pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, one Randy Johnson, looking for his 10th win of the season. The earned run average that's under 210. He will face Pedro Estacio. And the Colorado Rockies, who are 40-38. The Diamondbacks, if they're going to catch San Francisco, these are the games they got to win. They're 43-35, but still look it up at the Giants. Arizona has the pitching. They do have the offense. Can they just put it together? This is going to be game 79 for both teams. Believe it or not, we're almost halfway through. If I'm ready, you're ready. Well, actually, that's wrongly said. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's blow this pop stand. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001, an Action PC Season Odyssey. Tonight, from Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona, it is the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Colorado Rockies. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports and simulation replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Zeldaron, I'm doing fine. How the hell are you? Randy Johnson, who is in the third year of a four-year run as a real-life Cy Young Award winner, is indeed 9-3. This is his 18th start of the year, so he starts his second half of the season with this ball game tonight. 37 years old, throws that unhittable slider, and the fastball tops out about 94. He is 7th in wins, 2nd in earned run average, and 1st in Ks. He last pitched June 24th. Yet a night game this week against the Rockies in a 7-2 win in Denver. He went 7 innings through 120 pitches, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 solo home runs, as a matter of fact, 2 earned runs. He walked 3 and struck out 11. His season high, by the way, he's done 4 times. 12. The last time was May 8th. But once against the Rockies, once against the Marlins, once against the Braves, and once against the Reds. In 116 1/3 innings, he's allowed 77 hits. How are you, John? 30 runs, 27 earned, 11 home runs. He has walked 36. How you doing, Big Dave? And struck out 168. He struck out 372 in real life on 249 2/3 innings. Here's a lineup he'll face. Nefi Big Hat Perez leads off at shortstop. It's not midnight where you are. I think someone's been drinking the ocean water again. Shumpert will bat second and plays second. Larry Walker in right field will bat third. Jeff Cirillo cleans up at third. Norton is at first, batting fifth. Commando Solo, how are you? Petrick behind the plate goes sixth. Ron Gant in left will bat seventh. Juan Pierre in center goes eighth. And Pedro Estacio will go ninth. Louis Gonzalez is an 8 and a 5 and left as we set the Diamondback defense. They shouldn't be all that busy tonight. Chuck Finley is 7 and a 5 in center. Reggie Sanders a 5 and a 6 in right. Jay Bell is a 3 at third. Tony Womack a 3 at short. Craig Counsell a 3 at second. Remind me again how this team won a World Series. Mark Grace is 7 at first. Darryl Miller is a 7 and a 5 behind the plate, and Randy Johnson is an 8 on the mound, but an 879 fielding percentage. That's bad. That's bad. Who won? I forgot who won. Matter of fact, Commando Solo was watching last night's game today, or yesterday afternoon's game, and CC Sabathia pitched, and I kept thinking he was pitching for the Yankees. Soon enough. He was only 20-21 that year. Defi Perez at 300, 6 homers, and 41 RBI. I think the Yankees won. Yeah, they had a big 8th inning, I believe. And I didn't have to pitch Mariano Rivera. Spoiler alert. Okay, so Randy Johnson digs in. 95 degrees and not a breath of wind. It's a very comfortable night here in Phoenix. Pitch to Perez as a base hit into right field. So Reggie Sanders throws it back in, and that's how this one starts. It is Terry Shumpert. I wasn't quite sure. 274, 2 homers, and 23 RBI. Johnson sets and fires. Struck him out. A 1-2 split finger, and he took a lot off of that. 1 out. Brings up Larry Walker at 368. My goodness. 22 homers and 68 RBI. Sunday will mark halfway for these teams as we close out the month of June. And Larry, by the way, is on a 15-game hitting streak. Popped it up. Miller takes off the mask, and that is out of play. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. We had 89 here today in town. That is a record for April 13th in Burlington, Vermont. Got him. 2-2 slider, swung on and missed. 2 out for Jeff Cirillo, hitting .303, 7 homers and 35 RBI. Walker and Pierre, by the way, the only lefties in the lineup against Randy Johnson. But when you deal like Randy, does it really matter what hand you are? Not really. Cirillo hits a ground ball right back up the box. Johnson towards first, throws to Grace, and Jeff beat it out. So an infield single, 2 on, 2 out for Greg Norton at 291, 7 homers, and 24 RBI. So not the ideal start for Randy. Cirillo the speedster. Can't really do anything with Perez on second, but yeah, he is fast. How you doing, Scotty? Struck him out. So Randy gets the side, took something off of that one, and Norton won the fastball. No runs, no hits, or 2 hits, rather, no errors. Half an inning in the books, Colorado. You got your chance to get something off him, and you didn't. No score. So Pedro Astacio, making his 17th of 22 starts. 7 and 6 on the replay, a 4.62 ERA. 31 years old, a curveball at 89, a fastball at 89. And a fly ball pitcher, which works in this division. In his last appearance 6 days ago, in a 16-4 shellacking of Arizona up in Denver, he went 6 1/3, 130 pitches, 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a homer. He walked 1 while striking out 7. So in 109 innings, he must have got hurt because he's only with the club until July 31st. I don't know. Was that possibly a trade? I'm assuming that he had done his time with the Dodgers at this point, but I may be wrong. 109 innings, 108 hits, 58 runs, 56 earned, 12 home runs, 56 walks, and 88 strikeouts. The Diamondbacks will lead off with Craig Counsell at second base. Jay Bell at third will bat second. Louis Gonzalez in left will bat third. Mike Race cleans up at first. Reggie Sanders in right will bat fifth. Steve Finley in center will go sixth. Damian Miller, he finished with Houston. Okay, Damian Miller behind the plate will go 7. Tony Womack at short batting 8th. And Randy Johnson threw 22 pitches in his half of the first. Yep, Royal Purple, a popular new team color. Speaking of that, weren't, in retrospect, considering that the Royal color is purple, that the Kansas City Royals went with blue. Ron Gant, by the way, a 4 and a 2 and left as we set the Colorado defense for you. Juan Pierre, a 5 and a 3 in center. Larry Walker, a 10 and an 8 in right. Cirillo, a 7 at third. Nefi Perez, a 7 at short. Shumpert, a 6 at second. Norton, a 3 at first. Petrick is a 6 and a 1 behind the plate. That's not very good. That 1 isn't. Astacio, a 7 on the mound with a 9.63. Fielding percentage. Council stepping in at 303. 3 homers and 18 RBI. Yes, it is at least a royal blue. You're right. It's a nice shade of blue, too. Astacio starts his ninth with a fly ball right field. Back goes Walker. 1 out. The only good news is if the roof is open, it should cool off as the night goes along. Jay Bell at 258, 7 homers and 31 RBI. Giving out free ice cream at 95 here in Phoenix. Ground ball to short. Perez, a diving stop, gets up, throws to first for the out. So 2 away for Luis Gonzalez. What a monster first half for him. 338, 30 homers, and 76 RBI. Anyone in this weather asking for hot coffee is being examined by the Arizona Department of Health. Pitch to Gonzalez, ball 4. So a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Mark Grace, 282, 6 homers, and 25 RBI. Gets away from Petrick, and Gonzalez moves to second on the pass ball. So a 1-2 count to Grace. Bottom of the first, no score. Ground ball to Perez. Nefi picks it up, throws to Norton, and that will retire the side. Gonzalez is left on. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, no score. So Ben Petrick at 252, 5 homers and 24 RBI. Johnson starts the second, ball 4. So a full count fastball missed low and away. Randy at this point in his career had harnessed his control issues. Wasn't it Nolan Ryan that helped with that? Here's Ronnie Gant, 263, 4 homers, 36 RBI, and a nice Christmas card from Ken Herbeck. Struck him out. That's 4. A slider. He just throws that slider that you just can't swing at. Here's Juan Pierre. Pierre at 339. A homer and 29 RBI. Randy deals. Ground ball to third. They might get 2 here. Bell to Council for 1. And Pierre is just too quick. And so they don't even throw. So 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Here's Astacio. Good news is Juan Pierre you reached. The bad news is the pitcher's up. And Pedro's hitting 103. 4 for 39. You call it Mr. Snappy? He might have. I remember that playoff, or that one-game playoff in '95 when he just destroyed the Angels. I mean, you just couldn't hit it. Pitch to Astacio. Ground ball to Council. Over to Grace, and that will retire the side. So the Rockies have left on 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. So Sanders, Finley, and Miller. Reggie at 258, 9 homers, and 43 RBI. Fly ball left field. Back goes Gant. Ron will make the catch. 1 out. It'll be Finley now. Steve at 241. 9 homers and 38 RBI. RPI is a college in Troy, New York, or how teams get rated for the big dance. Pitch to Finley. There's a fly ball, high drive, right field. Back goes Walker. That's gone. Crowd knew it when he hit it. And the Diamondbacks go up 1-0. On the solo homer from Finley, his 10th of the year. Let's take a look at that again. Just crushed into this healthy crowd here in Arizona. And the D-backs go up 1-0. Yeah, there's a lot of purple on the screen. Here's Damian Miller, 243, 4 homers and 19 RBI. How you doing, Bernie? Pitch to Miller, base hit left field. That's going to be over Perez's head. And the D-backs on this hot night in Phoenix are cooking. Here's Tony Womack, 267, a homer and 23 RBI. That pitch by Estacio, Jamie, indeed had no snappy. Pitch to Womack, struck him out. So Estacio got him to chase a fastball way out of the zone, and that'll bring up Randy with 2 out. So Johnson's going to have to swing here, hitting 114, 4 for 35. Imagine trying to get comfortable with someone of Randy's physique at the plate. Base hit up the middle. Miller will hold. If you're joining us from our JL stream, the Giants have even that best-of-5 series against the Mets in that NLDS at 2. I think even D. Scott Howard would appreciate that. Here's Counsell. He's 0 for 1. Estacio, 38 pitches his first time through. Inning and 2/3, 3 hits. The home run by Finley. A walk and a strikeout. Counsell hits a slow ground ball to Perez. He'll go across the way to Norton. Counsell's running and is out on a bang-banger. So the inning is over. The solo homer for Finley is the lone run. They get 3 hits and have left on 2. 3 in total. After 2, it's the Diamondbacks 1, the Rockies nothing. So as Randy Johnson takes the hill to start the third, opening 9 on 41 pitches, 2 hits, 2 innings, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. He now has 172 on the replay. Nefi Perez singled to start the ballgame. The Rockies have had their chances against Johnson, but no bueno. 5 for Randy right there, an 0-2 fastball that had flames coming out of it. Perez just stood there. Might I even say like a barn on the side of the road. Here's Shumpert. Terry struck out his first time up. Randy winds and fires. That's 6 now. A full count fastball. Got him looking. Took something off it. Threw the 2-seamer. So we got a good morning and a good afternoon. Larry Walker is at the plate. He struck out his first time up. Randy seems to be in the zone. Kicks and fires. Popped up left side. Bell on the grass will make the catch, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. Told you, Colorado had their chances. Need to take them. 1-0 Arizona. So Bell, Gonzalez, and Grace here in the bottom of the third. Mr. Gardner was, by the way, playing the Bruins and the Canucks from 1970. Jay Bell is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Norton. Underhands it to Estasio for the out. Don't forget, next week, yeah, poor Canucks indeed. At least they weren't wearing the Burger King uniforms at that point. Louis Gonzalez walked, by the way, his first time up in the first. Into right center field, back goes Pierre. Makes the catch. 2 out. Brings up Mark Grace, who's 0 for 1. Up the middle, pass Shumpert for a base hit. Bernie, by the way, starts his 1950 Red Sox replay next week. Reggie Sanders is 0 for 1. It will not be as played. Ted Williams is playing all 154. Gosh darn it. Was that the last team to score 1,000 runs? Pitch to Sanders. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Gant. That will stay in the yard, and Ron will make the catch. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 4th here in Phoenix. It's the D-backs 1, the Rockies nothing. So Randy on a pace to only go 6 unless he can get some contact. Yeah, more Teddy Ballgame, better than more cowbell. Absolutely. Can you imagine Christopher Walken calling a baseball game? There he is. It's Derek Jeter at the plate, and like he takes ball 1. Cirillo, by the way, is singled. He's 1 for 1. How long do you think it would take Walken to do like an in-game ad? Struck him out. That's 7 for Randy. A 2-2 fastball swung on a miss. So here's Norton. Greg is 0 for 1. Randy winds and fires. That's 8. Oh my goodness. An 0-2, that unhittable slider on the outside corner. So 2 quick out for Petrick, who's got to step in even as the catcher. You just got to be going up there and just tipping your cap right now. Randy rears back and walked Petrick. Wow. So somehow he worked a 4-pitch walk. And now I'll bring up Gant, who struck out. Bernie says, I'm not sure if anybody's done 1,000 runs since then. The 49 team had 2 players that had 159 RBI. One of them is criminally underrated in the annals of baseball history. He had some great years for the Red Sox and the St. Louis Browns. I'm talking about Vern Stevens. Pitch to Gant. Struck him out. Randy gets the side. That's 9. Just caught the outside corner. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Rockies don't get a hit. They leave a runner on. It's 1-0 Arizona. So here are the stats and standings as we play the games of Friday night. The Marlins by 2.5 over the Phillies. Houston still a 1.5 over Chicago. San Francisco a 4-game lead over Arizona. Since Scotty's not here, we can talk about the Dodgers being under 500. Yankees lead the Red Sox by 2.5 in the East. Chicago leads Cleveland by 3. Don't ask for a Tiger game. And Seattle's lead over Oakland is now 6th. They dropped 2 straight. Larry Walker leads the NL in hitting. Gonzalez and Bonds have 30 home runs. Louis driven in a league-high 76. Jimmy Rollins has stolen 24. Lance Berkman with 30 doubles, along with Cliff Floyd. Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling. Look at those ERAs, 209 and 228. Russ Ortiz headed to Seattle in the All-Star game with his 12 wins. Danny Graves, part of the gaggle at 21 saves. And Randy Johnson's strikeout lead coming into the night was 30. And Darren Dreifert leads the National League in wild pitches. Steve Finley has the lone run in this ball game, a solo shot in the 2nd. Ground ball to Cirillo. Jeff will pick it up, goes across the way for the out. Brings up Miller, who singled. He's 1 for 1. Ground ball to Cirillo. Second verse. Same as the first. 2 out. Brings up Tony Womack. Tony struck out. The lone strikeout for Pedro Estacio. Liner to Perez, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, Arizona 1, Colorado nothing. So Juan Pierre, Estacio, and Nefi Perez here to face Randy. His season high, by the way, is 12 for strikeouts. He's done it 4 times. Little ground ball to Counsell. Craig picks it up, throws to Grace for the out. Cat not happy that not have water in my cup and I'm doing something, so she leaves the room. Estacio 0 for 1. How about the Tampa Bay Rays? Are they 12-0 now? Pitch to Estacio. Liner left field. That's a base hit. Gonzalez will throw it back in, and Pedro has himself a single. Only the 13th, or the third hit. 13 straight. That matches the 82 Braves. They swept the Red Sox. Well, they swept everybody so far, but they swept the Red Sox. Perez, by the way, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Randy, 79 pitches, 18 batters, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. That's right, I'd forgotten about the 87 Brewers. Juan Nieves threw a no-hitter in that run, too. Struck him out. That's 10 for Randy. A 1-2 fastball got him fooled. So 2 out for Shumpert. Noontime tomorrow. Shumpert has struck out twice. Yep, Bernie, 13. Is anyone... someone must have started 14-0. That's right, 87. Molly had that, 34 games hitting streak or something like that. I think they just ran out of gas. That was the year that 13 is a modern record. So what poor team faces them next? Pitch to Shumpert. Ground ball to Counsell. Over to Grace, and we're halfway home here. So, no runs, a hit. They leave him on after 4.5. 1-0 Arizona. Well, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. It's been the Randy Johnson show. The only run of the ball game, a solo homer by Steve Finley in the second. Estacio hasn't pitched too bad. 4 innings, 4 hits, that 1 run, a walk and a strikeout. Randy Johnson has struck out 10 while allowing 3 hits through 5 while walking 2. So Tampa plays Toronto. Whereabouts? In St. Pete or up at Rogers Center? Jamie says, I was thinking, though, the year the Tigers went 35-5, even at 13-0, you'd have to go 22-5 to reach that. Red Sox beat them twice. It's in Toronto. That's too bad. Big Dave says 7 to tie the Here you go, Gardner. The St. Louis Maroons, who started the 1884 season. I remember that one quite well. At 20-0. Here's Randy Johnson. He singled his first time up. Got him. An 0-2 curve, 1 out. So Estacio, 18 batters, 66 pitches, 4 1/3 innings. 4 hits. The home run to Finley, that's the lone run in the ball game. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Counsell was 0 for 2. Line drive, Norton's there at first, 2 out. So here's Jay Bell. Jay is 0 for 2. They were in the Union League, the St. Louis Maroons. A 1-year league. 1884 had 3 leagues considered major league. The National League, the American Association, and the Union League. Dave's not here, man. What's the score of the Bruins game there, Mr. Gardner? Bruins and Canucks on your table. Pitch to Bell, who's 0 for 2. Popped up, left side. Perez, a rainmaker, will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. On a hot night in Phoenix, Randy Johnson is scorching. However, he's given me the fatigue warning as we go to the 6th, 1-0 Arizona. So Walker is 0 for 2. He is still sitting on a 15-game hitting streak. And he has struck out once. Johnson, again, we said, his season high is 12. This is not going to be a complete game for Randy. He has struck out 10 through 5. Ground ball to Womack. Tony picks it up in the hole, throws to Grace for the out, 1 away. Cirillo, 1 for 2. Jeff has singled and struck out. Johnson has scattered 3 hits. Perez, Cirillo, and the pitcher, Estacio. Into left center field. Back goes Finley. That's well hit, but Steve will not track that down. That's off the wall for extra bases. Cirillo digging for 3. The throw to Bell. Not in time. That is a really high wall out there in center field. What is it? It's got to be 20 feet or so. And it just took one of those weird hops off one of those Thomas English Muffins nooks and crannies thing. And bounced right away from Finley. So Johnson, who's pitched like a house on fire, gives up the triple. Here's Norton. He has struck out twice. There you go. The Maroons went 94, 19, and 1. Doing that replay would make a nice bookend to the Spiders. And so my question back would be, is there any way to replay that season? Runner on third. Norton strikes out. He goes down on a 90-mile-an-hour cutter. 2 out. Petrick has worked 2 walks. He does not have an at-bat. Johnson deals. Struck him out. That's a season-high 12. He got Petrick to chase. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Arizona. It's still 1-0 Diamondbacks. So it'll be Gonzalez, Grace, and Sanders. Louis is 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch to Gonzalez, fouled off the mask of Petrick. And it gets back in the crouch. Count is 0-1. Hard ground ball to Norton. Only plays to underhand it to Estacio, and Gonzalez has retired. You know, Jamie says, I know Action PC has the 1884 season with the National League and the American Association. Not sure about the UA. I think there's a homebrew of it. That would be probably one of the most obscure replays one could ever do. Here's Mark Grace. He's 1 for 2 with a single. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Arizona. Line drive right field. Going to get past Walker down the corner. Grace has 2 with ease. Is he going to go for third? Schumpert with a relay. Mark's running for 3. The play to Cirillo is not in time. And Mark Grace is into third. Brings up Reggie Sanders. Reggie is 0 for 2. Estacio deals. Struck him out. That's a big pitch. So will we see the 1884 season coming in 2024 on RSN? The 140th anniversary season of the Union Association. Absolutely. Here's Finley. He's 1 for 2. His home run in the second. The lone run in this ballgame. Gotta tell ya, I'm leaning late 80s for next year. Finley, a ground ball to Norton. And that goes to the bag, and Arizona can't get that run home from third. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Randy takes the mound to start the 7th after 6. Gardner guessed it. Gardner got it right. So, by the way, in that seal clubbing game in Vancouver, Derek Sanderson has scored short-handed, and it's now 5-0 Bruins in the third period. Ron Gann is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Randy has matched his season high with 12 strikeouts. He starts the 7th. Fly ball left field. Finley going back. This time Steve will corral it. 1 out. Johnson is due to bat third in the bottom of the inning. 88, that American League East is such a jumble. McGuire, Canseco, Greg Jeffries. Hopefully none of you invested in Greg Jeffries rookie cards. Here's Juan Pierre. He's 0 for 2. But yeah, I'm thinking 88 for next year. Pierre drops one down. Bell will just pick it up. And somehow he threw it to Counsell. Just eat that ball, Jay. So that's the 5th hit, 1 out. Grace and Bell play for the bunt. Estacio's pitch count is low. It's only at 80. Pierre with speed to burn on first. Estacio swings. Womack will grab it. Counsell, throw is to Grace. And Estacio is retired. Pierre goes to second. He is the tying run. So Johnson probably last chance here to get number 13. Through 27 batters, 116 pitches. 6 2/3, 5 hits. 2 walks and 12 strikeouts. I'm not sure how Roberts' AL playoffs are going, but it'd be very interesting if the Giants can knock off the Mets in his replay before the NLCS. Perez 1 for 3. Neffy has singled and struck out twice. Miller and Johnson have a word. Randy says that's enough of that. Delivers. Long drive, left field, goodbye. 1 batter too late. And the Rockies go ahead 2-1. A no-doubter down the line and left. And for Perez, it's his 7th of the year. I don't know if they were crossed up on signs or what. But Perez just torched that one. So here's Schumpert. He is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And this last batter, or last out for Randy, there's going to be some heat behind this pitch, you would think. He winds and deals. Line drive to right. Sanders is there. And that'll do it. Stretch time, 2-1 Colorado. I hope the Orioles don't start 0-21. That would be terrible. But yes, I remember that quite well. Making the cover of the Sporting News with that. Damian Miller, by the way, 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. So Pedro Astacio says, I've outpitched Randy Johnson in the ball game, and all I got's a lousy T-shirt. Pitch to Miller. Line drive to Cirillo, 1 out. Tony Womack is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. I wonder how hard it would be to get the Dodgers to repeat what they did in '88. Because, as Vinny said, in a year that was so improbable, the impossible did happen. Pitch to Womack. There's a ground ball to Perez. Neffy going to get MVP honors at this rate. What a diving stop to get Womack. And there's 2 out. And Arizona has to go to the bench. So, who can hit a righty? And the answer is going to be Danny Bautista. Danny is a pinch hitter, 364 and 2 RBI overall, 277, 2 homers and 13 RBI. Or, by the way, has scored short-handed. And the Bruins are, drinking all the liquor now in Vancouver. Where is the game? Is it in Boston or Vancouver? But it's 6-0 now. Pitch to Bautista. Ground ball to Astacio over to Norton. And that will retire the side. So the Diamondbacks have to go to their pen. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 8th. Colorado 2, Arizona 1. So, let's see. Lefty, righty, switchy. Brett Prinz. P-R-I-N-Z will come in. Brett, 1-3 with 8 saves and a .430 earned run average, making his 17th appearance of the season. Just 24 years old, a fastball pitcher at 92 and a ground ball plus pitcher. Last pitch 4 days ago against Houston, an 11-3 win. He went 2 innings, 35 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. 14 2/3 for Brett. 12 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned, 4 homers, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Walker trying to extend that hitting streak to 16. Fly ball to right, Sanders, 1 out. I'm thinking about that Toronto-Tampa game. I hope that's not like an Apple Plus game. Cirillo is 2 for 3. Jeff has singled and tripled. Now it's 2. And struck out. Johnson matched his season high of 12 strikeouts. He's now done it 5 times, but he's on the wrong end of a 2-1 score. Slow ground ball, third base side, and foul. And a ball and 2 strikes. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Colorado. They've left on 6. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Arizona, and they've left on 5. Up the middle, Womack has it over to Grace for the out. 2 out for Norton. Greg has taken the collar. He struck out 3 times. Line drive, right center field. That's all the way to the pool. And Norton is into second standing. And on this 89-degree night now in Phoenix, you're going to want to take a dip in one after the ball game. Maybe not that particular one, though. As cool as it is to have a swimming pool in a ballpark, would you really want to go in after the group that rented it sat there and drank light beers all night long? Petrick hasn't taken the bat off the shoulders. He's 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked twice. It was 89 here today, Bernie, in Burlington. 88 in Boston. Hotter than the Red Sox. Miller and Prinz have a word. Fly ball left field. Gonzalez will track this one down, and that will do it. Go to the bottom of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 7.5, 2-1 Colorado. The record up here today was 84. Now 69 degrees. There wasn't a cloud in the sky today, which is why we did a night game as opposed to a day game. It's only 75 in Vegas, huh? Greg Counsell is 0 for 3. Astacio throwing an absolute gem as we start the bottom of the 8th. Line drive center field. Pierre moves over. 1 out. Jay Bell is 0 for 3. Astacio's pitch. Long gone to center field, and is that gone? That might be gone. It is. It's a home run. That hit off the yellow line there in left center field. And that's his 8th of the year, and Randy Johnson's off the hook. So a 2-2 tie, a strange chalkboard result. It looked like it was going to go. It bounced back on the field, but the replay clearly shows that it hit all yellow up there, that top line. So 2-2 the score, and now a 7-game hitting streak for Bell. Louis Gonzalez would like to ring one right here now, too. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Astacio deals, ground ball to third. Cirillo, a diving stop, gets up, throws to first for the out. So 2 away for Grace. Mark had a triple his last time up. He had 2 on the real year, by the way. He's also singled. He's 2 for 3. Line drive, foul. First base side. Somebody from Scottsdale made that catch. Running the air conditioner in here. That's how warm it is. Pitch to Grace. Ball 4. So Bernie is playing a 2023 projection season with Action PC using the file that was released yesterday. The Rays aren't a fluke. In his season, they are 12-1. They lost opening day and have won the last 12. That's pretty good. Here's Reggie Sanders. Reggie is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Astacio now over 100 pitches with 2 out in the 8th. Petrick says, let's just get him out. Ground ball to Perez. Neffy goes to Shumpert, and that will retire the side. But the big home run by Jay Bell has tied this puppy up at 2. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Go to the 9th, 2-2. Can't believe the game got that wrong. I know. Ugh. The Red Sox are 5-8, just like in real life. So righty, lefty, righty. Miguel Batista will get the call. Batista 4-0 with 3 saves. And a 1.87 ERA. and can go as high as 85 pitches. He's 30 years old, throws the cutter, fastball tops out at 87, ground ball plus pitcher. He got the win in a start on June 25th. 11-3 ball game. He went 5 2/3, 101 pitches, 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 solo home runs, by the way. A walk and 4 strikeouts. Overall, 67 1/3 innings, 53 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned, 7 homers, 20 walks, 36 strikeouts. Now, Bernie's in Vegas, Jamie. Just for grins and giggles. Wonder if you pre-played a day and then went to a sports book and bet I wonder what you'd get for a parlay for that. Jamie says we should be betting on the games based on those results. That's pretty accurate. Ron Gant has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. 2-2 ball game as we start the 9th. Batista will now have to face a pinch hitter. And Jacob Cruz. Cruz at 273, 9 for 33. As a pinch hitter hitting 364. Ground ball to Counsell. Over to Grace. 1 out. Brings up Juan Pierre. Juan is 1 for 3. Reached on a bunt single and scored on the Neffy Perez homer in the 7th. Ground ball to Womack across the way. Over to Grace. Pierre's got speed, and the ball gets away from Grace. Womack threw him off, and that throw wasn't so amazing. Bernie says, I don't gamble. Good for you, except on horses. If you gamble and live in Vegas, you won't be here that long. No, I bet you're right. Jamie said he was reading about when Rocky Marciano was making his rise and reign as a champ. So many people in Brockton, Massachusetts made a fortune betting on him. Wow, that's scary. They were putting cars and homes up for loans to make bets. Talk about putting your faith into a person. My goodness. Throw to first, and Pierre is back. No, they got him. Wow, they caught him napping. So Pierre gets caught. He's picked off 1-3, 2 out for Estacio. But I would imagine the Rockies are going to pinch hit. Todd Walker. Well, as a pinch hitter, is hitting .500, a homer, and 2 RBI. Walker, overall, 313, 15 homers, 48 RBI. Bernie says he believes that. He lived in Brockton in the 70s. How you doing, pesky pole? Pitch to Walker. Base hit, right field. Sanders will cut it off. And Todd will hold it first. So he's the go-ahead run for Perez, who is 2 for 4. His 2-run homer off of Johnson in the 7th tied the ball game. Perez swings into left center. Finley should track this one down. He does. And that'll do it. Gabe White coming in. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 2-2 tie. So White making his 37th appearance of the year. He is 1-3 with a save and an earned run average of .509. He's 29 years old, fastball at 89 and the fly ball plus pitcher. He last pitched 3 nights ago against the Padres. Yeah, I'm not usually on this late. Pasternak, by the way, for the Bruins in their real-life season finale, number 61. Incredible year. Incredible year for both him and the team. Anyway, in that 14-11 seemingly Coors Field special against the Padres, Gabe went 1 inning. We're with you at lunchtime tomorrow, by the way. 10 pitches and a strikeout. Overall, 35 in the third innings. 46 hits, 22 runs, 20 earned. 9 homers. 16 walks and 24 strikeouts. Bruins lead 5-4 in a meaningless game. Who are they playing? Montreal? All right. Who can hit a lefty? Junior Spivey will get the pinch hit. Yep. An improved year for Montreal, but they are young in forest green behind the ears. Spivey at 207, no homers and 2 RBI. Pitch to Spivey is a fly ball, left center field. Back goes Pierre, and Juan will make the catch, 1 out. Damian Miller is 1 for 3 with a single. There's a base hit in the left center field. Jacob Cruz boots it out there, and Miller is going to get, I'd imagine, 2 out of that. Does he go? Yes, he does. So a single and an error. And Miller pretty much had stopped at first. He might have been able to get to third there. I did. Dave, if you bought the PDF version of Six Pack Bowling, the cards had errors on them, all of them. Not the quick play ones, but the frame by frame ones. And so if you have that, check your email, because the corrected cards for all 5 sets have been re-released. Someone pointed that out to Brian on Delphi, and he ran some tests and confirmed that the cards were too hot. And so credit to the person that found it, and credit to Brian Martin for getting corrected stuff out within a week. If you bought the printed set, they will find a way to get that to you. It won't be immediate, but the new PDFs were released as of tonight. We just talk about everything in these streams, don't we? Don't know how many that would have sold. Brian's a good game maker, Jamie, as you know. I don't know who does their printing. George and Marianne are good people. Pitch to Womack. Tony swings a slow ground ball to Perez. Neffy on the grass behind the mound throws to Norton. And Miller goes to third. So 2 out now, and you got a pinch hit for Batista with the game on the line. It's Greg Colburn, and we're going to have a pitching change that's going to bring in Jay Powell. So first, we'll tell you about Colburn at 324. 4 homers and 9 RBI. 323 as a pinch hitter, a homer and 2 RBI. Powell is making his season debut for Colorado. Over from Houston today, as a matter of fact. He's 29 years old. Fastball at 91 and a standard pitcher. In real life, he did yeoman's work for the Rockies, going 3-1 with 7 saves and an earned run average of 279. 38 2/3, 34 hits, 5 home runs allowed. He walked 12 and struck out 26. He will stay in the game in the 9 hole. Colburn trying to end this game right here, right now. Runner on third is Miller. We're going to get free baseball tonight, folks. Pierre in left center makes the catch, and it's extra innings. So the Diamondbacks threaten but do not score. We go to the 10th here in Phoenix. Still 88 degrees. No runs, a hit, 1 error. It's the Rockies 2, the Diamondbacks 2. So Batista was their long man. What do we got? Righty, lefty, righty. They're going to go with Mike Morgan. What time is the curfew? There's no curfew in the National League. So DeLucci goes in now to play center. He's a 3 and a 3. He will bat in the 6 hole. Morgan in the 9 hole is the pitcher. Mike, at 41 years old, I believe, has pitched for, even pitched in the Union Association. He's pitched for everybody. 16th appearance on the year, 2-1 the record, a 6.88 ERA. Real life 4.26. Last pitched a week ago against these Rockies in a 16-4 trouncing. Yeah, we're not going to 4. It's 9:30. We'll see. 2 1/3 innings, 73 pitches against these Rockies. They ate him up like a sausage and gravy biscuit. 6 hits, 6 runs, but only 1 earned. Oh my goodness gracious, really? 5 unearned runs, a homer he walked 4. 17 innings, 21 hits, 18 runs, 13 earned. 3 homers, he's walked 11 and struck out 7. The wife will be home in 2 hours. So I would say that would be the curfew. If we're not done by 11:30. Here's Terry Shumpert. He's 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Ground ball to Counsell. Over to Grace. 1 out. Here's Larry Walker. Larry is 0 for 4. He still has a 15-game hitting streak. He has struck out once. Morgan sets and fires, and that is in the right center. DeLucci dives, can't get it. So Walker picks up the cheapy hit. Going to get 2 out of it. His 25th double. So 1 out. That's just a 9th hit for the Rockies. Cirillo will take the intentional walk to set up the double play. Here's Norton. Greg 1 for 4. He has doubled and struck out 3 times. Got him. That's 4. So Morgan got him on an 86-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and missed. So you're going from somebody who can't hit 90 soaking wet from a guy that was hitting 97 to 99 to start the ball game. Here's Patrick. Ben is 0 for 2. He has walked twice and struck out. Counsell, Bell, and Gonzalez for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 10th. Runners go into right center. DeLucci going back, and that will retire the side. The Rockies threaten again, but cannot score. No runs, a hit, no errors. To the bottom of the 10th we go in a 2-2 tie. So Jay Powell will start the inning. If this game goes to the 11th, he would hit 3rd. Counsell is 0 for 4. Line drive, first base side, foul. Somebody from Tucson made that catch. 0-2 the count. There's a base hit right field. Walker will cut it off. By the way, Dave Little, who runs the sports simulations and replay page on Facebook, over 3,000 members. For that, also does a lot of wrestling cards on Saturday nights, and when he gets the chance, the guru of Action PC Basketball had emergency eye surgery this week and has been confined to bed rest for a week. So if you could send your good thoughts and prayers and well wishes to him, he would greatly appreciate that. Hopefully nothing permanent for eye damage. Not sure what it is that happened, but spare a good thought for our friend Dave. Jay Bell, by the way, homered 1 for 4, his 8th of the year. Winning run on first in a 2-2 ball game. Nobody out, bottom of the 10th. You're playing for the bunt. We're not doing it. Popped him up. Left side, Perez on the grass, 1 out. So here's Louis Gonzalez. He has 6 game-winning RBI on the year. And this one, he's 0 for 3 with a walk. I hope you're not suggesting, Jamie, that we're going to go to 11:30. Base hit, left center field. Pierre will cut it off. Counsell does not fleet a foot. And will hold at second with 1 out. So Counsell, the only runner right now that matters is Greg. He's on second. Gonzalez has pulled out the Adirondack chair and he sits on first base. Here's Mark Grace. He is 2 for 3. He has tripled, singled, and walked. Powell deals. Fly ball, shallow left center. Pierre riding the Schwinn makes the catch. Counsell goes back to tag and is not going to go anywhere. So 2 out for Reggie Sanders, who is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He has 5 game-winning RBI on the year. Powell 1 out away from getting out of this. Both teams 2 runs, 9 hits in error. The Rockies have left on 10. If the Diamondbacks don't score here, they'll have left on 9. Petrick and Powell have a word. Powell sets and fires. Struck him out! He got him on a fastball on the outside corner, and that'll do it. Well. Jamie's looking for a late night special. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 11th. It's 2-2. So Jacob Cruz, Juan Pierre in the pitcher spot to face Mike Morgan here in the 11th. Jacob is 0 for 1. And Brooks Kieschnick will bat. Brooks will win the Don Mossy Ear Award for 2001 at 133, 2 homers and 5 RBI. As far as a single game is concerned, I think we've had a couple go 16 or 17. I know we were supposed to do a doubleheader one day, this replay, and I started at 11:30, and the first game I think ran till 10 after 1. And you figure for those, you got about a voice that can last about 2 hours. I think it was opening day. I think we were doing a split doubleheader, KC, New York. That went 15 or so. Never had a double overtime game in football. Pitch to Kieschnick. Kieschnick draws a walk, and so the go-ahead run is on. Pierre, by the way, 1 for 4, a single and a run scored. Long drive, right center field. That's going to find the wall by the pool. Kieschnick is going to round third. Reggie, who should have stopped that one, is going to have a throw to the plate. They're going to try for the runner. Counsell cuts it, throws it to Miller, and that is not in time. The Rockies lead 3-2. The Mendoza walk-off game, I think, was 12th or 13th. Brooks going to pitch as well. Not sure the computer will do that. Wasn't bad on the mound. Pinch hitter, by the way, for Jay Powell is going to be Todd Helton. So after the triple and a 3-2 lead, you bring up Todd Helton at 341, 25 homers, 75 RBI. Does not have a pinch hit appearance until right now. And with nobody out, you got to play him in. Fly ball right field. It may not matter where you play the infield because that ball is gone. Todd Helton, a pinch hit home run to make it 5-2. His 26th of the year. And on this hot night in Phoenix, the crowd starts to thin. I think, Jamie, I did a doubleheader that ran 220 or 230. But as far as a single game is concerned for baseball, I think 16 or so innings. Nefi Perez is 2 for 5, by the way. A single, a homer, and 2 RBI. The Bruins have beaten the Canadians in real life. What'd they win? 64 games? Out of 82? No matter how you slice it, even with the rule changes, that is just a phenomenal year. Pitch to Perez. Ball 4. The 64. They get floored in the first round, right? Here's Shumpert. Terry is 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. And Morgan has pretty much pitched himself out of this one now with back-to-back walks. Eric Sable will come in. Sable has 2 saves, making his 21st appearance, an earned run average of 270. They tied the record for road. That really is impressive. 31 road wins. Yes, I know Montreal is not all that in a bag of chips, but still, that's impressive. Sable, by the way, a fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball plus pitcher. Got the save against the Astros 3 nights ago in a 7-5 win. 1 inning, 20 pitches, 2 hits. 23 1/3, 30 hits. 9 runs, 7 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 2 and struck out 15. So first and second, nobody out, 3 runs in. Larry Walker 1 for 5 with a double and a strikeout, so Larry's streak goes to 16. In the left field, Gonzalez, 1 out. Perez will bluff and hold for Jeff Cirillo, who's 2 for 4. A single, a triple, a walk and a strikeout. DeLucci, Miller, and Womack in a pinch hitter for Arizona in the bottom of the 11th. Ground ball to Womack might be 2. Counsel for 1, throws to Grace, and they turn it. So, but the damage is done. Todd Helton, a 3-run big pinch hit home run. The Rockies 5, the Diamondbacks 2. And so Holy Halloween, it's Mike Myers, who is 3-1. This is his 3rd save opportunity. He has converted 1 of 2. He's 32 years old, making his 35th appearance, and an earned run average of 430. He's a slider pitcher. Fastball tops out at 90, and is a standard pitcher. Pitched against the Padres 2 days ago in a 5-4 loss. 1 batter, 2 pitches. Overall, 29 1/3 innings, 23 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned, 4 homers, 12 walks, and 24 strikeouts. So lefty versus lefty, I don't believe they really have anybody for DeLucci, who has scuffled all year. 198, 2 homers, and 13 RBI. They need 3 to tie and 4 to win. Got him. A full count curveball, and DeLucci watched strike 3. So here's Miller. Damian is 2 for 4. He is singled twice. Myers rocks and deals. That's a good afternoon. We got the good morning. The 0-2 fastball swung on and missed. 2 out. And Tony Womack. Oh, goodness. No, it's going to have to be Womack. I need to save Durazo in case the game continues. So Mike Myers 1 out away from his second save. And on a night where Randy Johnson struck out 12, it's the bullpen that coughs up the hairball. Pitch to Womack into right center, and the Rockies are going to win this one as Pierre corrals it 5-2. So 4 hours and 2 minutes of simulated baseball for you. Where'd my box score go? Let's try this one again. Yes. 4 hours and 2 minutes of simulated baseball for you. The Rockies 5 runs, 11 hits and an error. Oh, were you bored, Dave? And they leave on 11. Arizona 2 runs, 9 hits and an error, and they left on 9. Todd Helton pinch hit 2-run homer. And Neffy Perez are going to split the Digital Dice Player of the Game honors because Neffy had 2 great plays, 2 for 5, and his 2 home run in the 7th gave them the lead. Pedro Estacio pitched well, 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both 2 solo homers, Finley and Bell. Walked 2 and struck out 3. Powell gets the win. Oh. There. All right. Not only do you leave me a novel that I have to delete. Spam bot. Powell gets the win. That's his first on his first day of the team. I love Boog Powell's ribs too. Inning in a third, 2 hits and a strikeout. Mike Myers with the second save. How scary. Randy Johnson, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a homer. He walked 2 and struck out 12. Mike Morgan, shame on me, just couldn't find anything, and that's that for that. He drops to 2-2. The rest of the night in baseball for you. This June 29th, the Reds beat the Cubs 5-2. Actually 1-0. Van Poppel 2-7. Tucker with a home run, his third. Florida beat Philadelphia 5-1. Smith 6-2. Chen 3-6. Lee 2 for 4, his 8th of the year. Montreal beats Pittsburgh 10-7. Mota goes to 3-1. Olivares 2-6. Vladdy Guerrero 2 for 3, his 21st of the year, and drives in 3. By the way, in the next batch of Interleague, we will have the Battle of Canada, Montreal and Toronto. Atlanta beats New York down in Atlanta 3-2. Steve Carsey his first win. White the loss 3-1. Joe McEwing 2 for 4 with a stolen base. Kansas City beats Cleveland 3-1. You're welcome, John. Hope you enjoyed it. Jeff Suppan 6-6. Dave Burba falls to 6-7. Todd Sweeney, or Mike Sweeney rather, 1 for 2, his 22nd of the year and 2 walks. The Jays double up the Red Sox 6-3. Paris, we always have Paris. 5-5. Hippolito Pichardo falls to 1-3. Brian Daubach 2 for 3, his 12th of the year and drives in 2. Yankees 9, Devil Rays 5. Roger Clemens goes to 5-8. Reeker 5-5. Shane Spencer, another big game for him. He had a homer, his 4th. 1 for 2 with a stolen base. Houston shuts out Milwaukee 5-0. Reynolds 9-1. Sheets 6-7. Vizcaino 3 for 4. Oakland triples Texas in 10. 9-3. Jason Isringhausen, 3-2. Crabtree, no Evelyn is 0-3. Terrence Long, 3 for 5, 2 RBI and 2 doubles. Hey, where is Scott? Detroit 14, Minnesota 5. Sparks 5-9. Eric Milton falls to 3-11. Fick, 2 for 5, his 8th of the year, and drives in 2. White Sox 7-1 over the Orioles. Mark Burley 8-4. Josh Towers 3-5. Valentine 2 for 4, 2 RBI and 2 doubles. St. Louis shuts out San Francisco 1-0. Timlin 3-3. Rob Nen 1-3. And Varys is 6 saves. San Diego over the Dodgers 6-4. Eaton 5-9. Jesse Orosco. Yep, that Jesse Orosco. 0-1. Paul LaDuca 2 for 4, 7th of the year with a double. And last but not least, Seattle 7-2 over Anaheim. That, by the way, is your game tomorrow. Jamie Moyer 9-5. Scott Schoenweiss falls to 1-10. Mike Cameron 2 for 3 with 2 stolen bases. So tomorrow it'll be Seattle and the Angels at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Until then, I'm Ron Zucker. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you at lunchtime tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.